好，各位，在老师开始回答问题之前，就澄清刚才有一段部分没翻得太清楚哦。老师刚才是有说到，荷兰对台湾一个很长远的影响呢，就是把汉人引入台湾，就这一个事实。然后老师微微对这个感到抱歉，就这样。
What did you say?
I said about one of the lasting impact Dutch has on Formosa is the import of the Han people. The part that is a little fuzzy just now. And I said you were a little bit apologetic.
But they were also kicked out by the Chinese.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Goes both ways, yeah?
Yeah. Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. 我们这两道问题哦，第一道问题是，当时荷兰人是否在 Formosa 引入阳历星期制，还有时钟？学校的作息跟主日崇拜是根据公共的大时钟吗？还是已有家用的小时钟？然后是用什么语言沟通？我们在天堂和17世纪的台湾原住民会用什么语言沟通？好，所以总共有3个问题 ，3 questions here.
3 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first one is this: when the Dutch was in Formosa, did they bring in like the Western calendar? Did they begin the 7-day week system, or do they import clocks?
Oh,
so calendar, the week 7 days week system, and also clocks.
Yeah. Now the first one?
That's the first question.
What was it? The week? What was the first?
Calendar.
Okay, yeah. Calendar, week, particularly 7 days. Sunday was a day of rest, day of preaching, day of church, of particular religious education, visiting the sick, as according to the Heidelberg Catechism. What do you do on the Sabbath? You visit the sick, you do education, those type of things. The clock, I don't know. It's a very interesting one. The clock.
So yes.
But the Dutch are always on time. Sorry.
So yes for the calendar and the.
Yes, the calendar.
阳历跟星期制是应该是有引入的因为他们也是按照海德堡要理问答的要求，主日必须要做什么特定的东西有规范的，所以这个阳历跟星期制是有的，但是时钟呢就不太确定了。但是荷兰人呢一直来都是蛮准时的。Okay, the second question is this. The schedules, the timetable in schools and the timetable for Sunday worship, is it according to public clocks, or do every household have their own small clock and they follow their own time?
I don't know anything about clocks.
老师不知道时钟的事情。
I lived in Africa. I lived in Africa.
我住在非洲。
They always told me the Western people have a watch.
他们就告诉我说，这个西方人戴手表。
But we have the time.
但是我们有时间在心。
But I can say something about the education schedule during the week.
但是我可以跟大家谈一谈，在一个星期里面，他们这一个上课的时间编排。
The school always started very early, around 7:30 in the morning.
这个他们上课都是很早开始的，7点半。
Till about 11:30, 12 o'clock.
到11点半、12点。
Then there was a break.
然后下课。
And from 2 to 4 was school.
2到4点又有上课。
And according to the Sunday schedule, there was a morning service and an afternoon service.
星期日的时间呢，也是有早崇拜，有晚崇拜。
And it is known from the records that even the ministers did not preach in Dutch, and they did not live on the fort. They adhered to the synod decision to preach the catechism in the afternoon.
那虽然我们刚有谈到说这些宣教士他们没有听这个那个当局的命令，要住在这个堡垒里面，要用什么特定的语文，但是他们还是依照海德堡的要求就是要在主日下午教导要理。
Okay.
The last one is this. This is an interesting one.
What
language will we communicate with the Taiwanese indigenous people when we're in heaven?
Dutch.
荷兰语。
You know why?
为什么？
Do you know why?
为什么？
It takes forever to learn.
因为学荷兰语学不完的，永远的学不完的。One question here. I read it in Chinese first. 请问药理教师可能是姐妹吗？就像是现今传道人和他的妻子配合，作为牧师和药理教师的配搭，在今日教会中服侍。Is it possible for the catechism teachers to be sisters? For example, in modern day church, the pastor, the husband, would kind of work with his wife as the teacher in the church. Is it possible?
Yeah. Now, as I noticed in the beginning of this lecture,
我在教这堂课一开始的时候有注意到。
This is primarily an historical lecture based on the records that we have.
我们这一个是一个历史性的这个课程，我们谈的是一些历史的事实。
And the records show us that only men were teaching catechism and preached here in Formosa.
这些史料的告诉我们呢，只有弟兄在福尔摩沙做传道和教导的工作。
But if you look back to the 17th century and also the 18th century in the Dutch Republic,
但如果你回顾17、18世纪的这一个荷兰共和国，
women were trained as catechist teachers.
那么也有训练姐妹作为药理教师。
So, if say, this is hypothetically,
好，我们就假设性的说，
if the Dutch had stayed after 1662,
如果这些荷兰人呢，他们在1662年之后仍然留在这个台湾，
and if the Taiwanese church was flourishing,
如果台湾的教会蓬勃发展，
if they would have followed the Dutch practices back in the Dutch Republic,
如果他们依照荷兰共和国他们的方式来做事情，
I can see that from time to time it would not be a rule, it would still be an exception in the 17th and 18th century, but there will be a possibility that women would teach catechism, particularly to children.
我觉得我们会看到在一些情况当中会出现有姐妹教导孩子药理问答，但不会成为一个普遍的原则，而是一些特例的情况会出现这样子的情况。
Now I want to clarify one important thing.
但是我要澄清一件很重要的事情。
A catechist in the 17th century, also those that arrived here,
17世纪的这些药理教师，就是那些来到这里的人，
were considered teachers.
他们其实被公认是老师，
It was not an office in the church.
他们并不是在教会里的职分。
They could be elder, they could be deacon, or they could not be in the consistory.
他们可能是这个长老，可能是执事，他们可能在教会里面没有担任角色。
So they were not part of the government of the church.
但他们不是，他们有可能不是这个教会体制的一部分。
And in that regard, we see in the late 17th and throughout the 18th century some very gifted women that teach in churches, particularly the children.
所以就是因为如此，我们在17世纪末到18世纪的时候，会看到一些非常杰出的姐妹呢，会在教会里面有教导药理问答。
But they were under the authority of the consistory of the session, the presbytery of the church.
但是他们是在教会长老制的这个监督之下，
And they were not part of the governing body of the church.
他们并不是教会这个管理层的一员，
Okay?
可以吗？
No more questions?
还有问题吗？
Yeah, Doctor. Yeah.
And one of the pastors served as a mediator
Yep.
To resolve the situation. How do you think? Oh, sorry. How do you think the Reformed faith enabled them to resolve that situation without turning it into a war, or bringing in more troops and making them punishing them in some way for this act, as sometimes it can be viewed as we're in control here, and you do anything to attack or injure us, we're going to make you pay, force you.
Yeah.
Wonder if you could comment a little more on that.
这个问题是呢，我们刚才有提到有一些荷兰人被杀害嘛，然后有一个牧师就出面成为一个协调员解决了这个纠纷。那请老师再进一步讲一下，你认为说改革中信仰如何帮助他们来解决这件事情？就是改革中信仰如何帮助他们不会以一个暴力的方式来回应他们？就是当有人来伤害我们的时候，我们就以一个复仇或者召集更多军队来镇压你的这种方式。那请老师进一步解释一下。
Although the records are very limited,
当然我们拥有的记录是有限的。
my impression, what I infer from the records,
那我从这些记录当中得到的一个印象是，
the primary vehicle to make this peace deal
那促成这一个和平协议的主要的动力
was through the language capability.
是因为他们有语言上的能
This
力。
minister knew the local language and he knew the Dutch language
这个传道人他会本地的语言，也会荷兰语，
and mediated between the two parties.
这样呢，他就成为双方的和谐人。
And of the 60 that were killed, there were only 5 survivors.
那在这60个被杀害的人当中，只有5个存活下来。
So it was more a release of the 5.
因此，这个谈判的结果呢，其实就是释放那5个人。
But after that, we do not see that the local people ever attacked the Dutch.
但是呢，在那之后，他们就是非常严谨的说，当地人不可以再攻击荷兰人。
But also the Dutch boat people were forbidden to hunt anymore.
荷兰人呢也受到禁令，不可以再去狩猎。
But I think when you see this was Junius, this pastor. I think he mediated because of his language capability.
我想 Junius 这个牧师，他之所以能够做和谐人，是因为他有他语言上的能力。
Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
The question about the removal of the Dutch in 1662 or being driven out. Again, sort of from a national perspective, I'm not sure how much you might have know about the history, but sometimes when a government or a country is driven out of a place, they come back with more boats and start a war and, recover their territory. If Taiwan was a very central port, what led them to not come back to try to take it over or turn it into a war? Was that related to Reformed Christianity that led them to sort of let it go, or any other thoughts on that dissolution?
Yeah. The Dutch are very practical people.
Sorry, let me just repeat the question.
Oh, sorry. So of course.
Sorry. 在1662年，我们刚才提到说，这个荷兰人被驱逐离开台湾嘛。那从一个比较国家主义的角度来看，如果一个国家的军队被从一个地方被赶出来，那很自然的反应就是召集更多军队，然后打回去，重新占领那个地方。那如果这个福尔摩沙真的是那么核心、那么重要的话，为什么他们却没有回来夺回这个地方呢？是不是这个改革中的信仰扮演了什么特定的角色？
The Dutch are very practical people.
那么荷兰人是一个非常务实的民族。
The main reason they were here was for trade.
他们来这里就是做生意。
And what has happened here in terms of church planting and education
那在这里所发生的植堂，还有这一个教育的发展，
is very unique when you compare to the trading post in South Africa, in Brazil, in the Caribbean, and in Ghana.
其实与世界各地其他地方，比如说南非、巴西等等地方的贸易战的情况，你做相比较的话，福尔摩沙是很特别的。
So when they were kicked out by the Chinese in 1662,
因此，当他们在1662年被这个中国人赶出去的时候，
they started to talk to the Chinese that took over here.
他们就开始跟那些占领这里的华人说。
And in 1664, they were back in business here in Taiwan.
他们就开始跟那里的这个华人谈判了。到1664年呢，他们又再次开始做生意了。
But no ministers anymore.
就是那时候就没有牧师再来了。
That lasted for a couple years.
那这种情况持续了几年。
And then they made more money in Indonesia and Japan.
然后他们发现到在这个印尼还有日本比较有商机。
And they dropped Taiwan for business reasons.
然后他们就因为这个赚不到钱的缘故，就把这个把这个福尔摩沙台湾放弃掉了。
So I think we need to be honest to history.
我想我们在处理史实的时候要诚实
that this education endeavor, being it religious education and general education,
这个教育，无论是通识教育或者宗教教育的这个发展
is maybe important
是很重要的。
in early modern Taiwan,
在早期这个现代台湾来说是很重要的。
but it was not the main reason why the Dutch came here.
但这并不是荷兰人来台湾的主要目的。
The main reason was trade.
主要的目的呢，就是为了做生意。
And there is one scholar who identified this era serving God and mammon.
那么就有一个学者呢，他就这样子来判断这段时期他说他们是一边侍奉上帝，一边侍奉马蒙。I think we'll draw a conclusion here.
Thank you.
好，谢谢大家。